Okay. All right. I'm on live. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I've got another Facebook. Okay. What else do I got? X. X doesn't do Twitter. What else does live? Come on, think about it. I got Facebook. I got two Facebooks, but it's not on the other Facebook. Let's keep on going. Think about what else you have that you can go on live. I wonder if Twitter will allow me to do it. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That right there. How do you stop them without becoming them? That's what we're doing right here, right now. Tell everybody to listen. Tell everybody to tune in. Share the broadcast. Share this broadcast before Donald Trump takes over the broadcast. We need to take over the broadcast before Donald Trump does. Share this broadcast with everybody. Don't stop sharing the broadcast. I need people who want to help me set this up right now. Everybody, I need your help right now. I don't know how to listen. I do, but I need your help. Right? 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 It's like a wildfire. What you have to build a backfire. That's what I'm building, right? That's what I've been building is the backfire. It's this is about to backfire on everything anybody ever thought they knew. This is about to backfire. No, this is backfiring. Right now, it's backfiring, racing towards that fire. This backfire is going to meet that fire. And that's what we all are. We're here. We're ready. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast so everybody knows where I am. Once you start hearing about me, share the broadcast. Let everybody know I'm right here. If it wasn't so tragic. I'm Nancy the Tree Hugger from Seattle, Washington. I'm the crazy white lady. I was tripping through the hood on the west side. Come on, y'all. Long Beach, Inglewood, all of you. What else this guy got to say? Hey, excuse me. I hear. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Hey. I'm glad you let them outside know you're in here too, right? She can be heard all the way through the hurricane windows, and she can be seen. And there's no curtains on there. Not having curtains. Why? I don't care who looks in. I'm not trying to hide from anybody. This is it right here, right now. Your life is an open book right here, right now. Stop whatever you're doing and just listen to what I'm saying. Stop rushing off and going anywhere. Keep your children with you. Don't send them back to those schools. Keep them at home. Share this. And I don't mean keep them at home. Don't pull them out and keep them in there. What I mean is go take over the schools. They belong to us. Go take over the public works buildings. They belong to us. Not going to use violence to meet this fire. The backfire is already, there's no way. The backfire is so far back, this fire will never reach it. This fire is about to be quenched. Is about to stop because there is nothing else to eat. Because I laid the foundation. I went out there and I met everybody. Y'all know me. You remember there in Washington, D.C.? Hey, you remember me, remember? You came out of that rich hotel where that in your robe and everything right there. In Washington, D.C., you were telling me some crap that was happening, but I showed you where Al Qaeda was about to strike. And I took all that stuff, didn't I? Started pulling everything out of boxes, out of bags, out of everything that was sitting right there in a downtown park. Right there. A lady from Somalia, maybe, India, maybe. I don't know. Oh no. But she got mad. But hey, you remember that though. You came out and you took video of it and me showing everybody this right here is Al Qaeda. Because why else is all these blankets, extra shoes, rain gear, clothes, yarn? Why? Why is this here? I discombobulated all of that crap. She was mad. When I woke up right there, that stuff was all over the place. I had folded up the blankets and put them up on three other shopping carts because I was about to go give those blankets to all the homeless. To all the homeless. That's the truth right there. But she started chasing me around. She came over with a broom handle and started beating on me. And I'm trying to tell them that she was Al Qaeda. I told them for a month. A whole month they had me there. I kept calling collect to no, not even calling collect. I just kept calling the newspaper. I can't remember, but I had access to their phone number. And the government, I contacted all of them while I was staying in there. And the VA wouldn't get me out of there. And a month he kept me there because I kept telling him it was Al Qaeda, and he kept telling me I was delusional. And that if I didn't stop saying that, he would force me to take medication and to deny that that was Al Qaeda. Why? Even the lady in there, nurse, she was one of his helpers, one of the aides, all of them. I told her about it. Another one. He told me he was not going to let me out of there unless I stopped talking about it. I went and taken his medication. I was cheeking it and spitting it out. At first, I wouldn't take it at all. Then they grabbed me. I wouldn't take it. I made sure it was in the kitchen on the camera, and I fought them until I couldn't fight no more, and they gave me a shot in front of the camera. I made sure to show the world what they do to a veteran who's just doing a recon on purpose. Hold you down and drug you. And then I just cheeked it after that. I didn't swallow that crap. You're not going to convince me. I tried. I wanted the number to I called the White House hotline. I called everybody. I would ask them for phone numbers. Will you go look up this phone number? And I would go call those numbers to the government officials. I spent a month in there with them trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? That MK Ultra thing to me. And then finally he signs off for me to get out because he thinks I'm doing so great, because he thinks now that he gave me the shot and I've been taking the medications that somehow I've What? Just because I stopped talking to him about it? What? What? Magically, he thought that he MK ultra'd me into that? Oh yeah, that was out of. Yeah, I must not have. Yeah, must have been wrong about that. What? You know, no soldier who was taught how to do a recon. You're not going to tell no soldier that crap. You're not going to force me to believe that crap. Yeah, I'll stop talking to you about it because that's the way out the door. This whole place has served its purpose now. But then I wanted to contact one more. And so the other lady, I talked to her and asked her, that was supposed to be confidential between me and her. I don't think those two, I don't even care. All I know is, I told her that he would be mad and that he was threatening not to let me out for saying that that was Al Qaeda and that all needed to be investigated. And they, I told her all of that, and I asked her to get me the FBI or somebody's number or the CIA. I don't know, but I'd been calling all of them, and they were all okay, great, whatever you say. I'm gonna hurry right over there. Um, and so just as he's getting ready to let me out, he comes to me and says, I said something I asked her. He said, you're bringing it up again. I said, no, no. So you can let me out. And I went straight to her. Why did you go tell him that? She was trying to keep me in there too. All of them were conspiring to shut me up. They knew who I was. I kept calling the Veterans Crisis Line. Why am I still over here? What is this about? Now I'm glad that's where I was because that's where I was supposed to be. Supposed to be. But they got me out. Everybody, I got out. The VA in New York, the Veterans Administration there, and several of them tried to get me to stay. I needed to move on. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I guess since they don't know what I'm doing out there, even though I'm telling them, they're concerned about my safety. But to have my sole source of taking care of myself completely taken away abruptly with no knowledge, and I had bills. That was New York. 4 months later, 4 months later, my check doesn't come in to pay. I mean, my money doesn't go into my bank account so that I can pay my rent. I just come off the streets again and again, and now I have this place and I can't pay my rent. What's going on? Oh, well, you've been deemed mentally incompetent. Now you need a fiduciary. Somebody decided, somebody in the New York hospital, because I wouldn't stay, decided to have my soul, physical, and mental support system cut off to force me to what? To force me to what? Not live out there, not not live out there and use drugs. You have no right. You cannot tell me what to do with my benefits that are service connected. Those are my benefits and my entitlements. And it's how I function and get around today because of everything I have gone through. And you're just going to take it away. You're just going to take my money. Good thing, though. It's the way it was supposed to be. Everything ended up being the way it was supposed to be. And do I believe everything happens for a reason? Of course it does. That don't mean it's always from God. That don't mean that it's always good or always bad. Yes, of course, everything happens for a reason. It's called motion. But when you're analyzing your problems, what you're going through, when you're analyzing all of that, just say that stuff out loud. Let's see what else he's got to say. It's never been clean. What did he say? It's never been done. Hang on a minute. There, right there. Mirror there. What does it say? Nah. I want to see this. I need to hide this because why is this? Why will this? How do you use how do you use your enemy's tactics? Say it again. How do you mirror their tactics without without what? Doing their monstrosity. Without the monstrosity. How do you mirror their tactics without the monstrosity? That is what I just did. I went out there, Seattle, Washington, for at least a year, up and down and around. I went out there and I met a monster, many monsters, and I used your tactics. I would learn a tactic, and the Creator used me, spoke to them through me. Miracles and miracles. They know it, they saw it. Right, y'all? Crips, Bloods. I was in Watts. I was in downtown LA. I was down there where the Crips and the Bloods play basketball. Because that guy murdered. And then he was in prison, I don't know how long. And then he was told he could take a plea deal, get out of prison, and never go back to the state of California. And he agreed to that. But then he started thinking, because he changed, his viewpoint changed. He was in prison all that time, And then instead of going right back out into the same streets where he came from, he had to leave and go to a different area where he changed his life in prison. He changed his life out there, and then he wrote a letter to the governor asking if he could start a program of basketball between the Crips and the Bloods to bring about unity. Could he come back to the state of California? And they let him. He's a famous guy. He knows me. He remembers me down there. I went into your place. I saw your paintings of Tupac, all you, your Snoop, all those, Angela Davis. They were so. Remember, I told you they were worth a lot? Well, right now, the screams of the tormented, and I know you know what I'm talking about, and so do all of you, everybody out there that I met, because I remember talking to all of you. Hold on, I know what y'all want. Y'all want to go outside? All right, I know that one's on. This life, I should have enough to go. Let's see if they can. Let's go and see. If it's raining. Oh, it's raining. There you go. That's the yard. And take them for a walk. I'm gonna let them go out there. I got all that back there. This is it. Right here. Right now. Nothing else matters except the screams of the tormented. The screams of the tormented. How much longer are we going to allow the tormented to scream and scream and scream? It's nonstop. It's nonstop. If you can't hear it with your own ears, you're not close enough. If you want a reminder of what it is, what it sounds like, but you ain't heard it yet, turn on a TV program. Turn on anything where you can hear their screams and put it on a loop to be played over and over and over and over until you get the understanding that we have to go meet that, just like this person, whoever this is talking about. This is the only way to meet this head on right now. You don't have to run out there and take the dogs down the street every single day. I can. They got each other and they got the backyard now. So they can play here too. I do not have to be responsible for all attention to be in one spot. Divided attention, it must be. Right now, divided on a lot. All of us right now. We need to all listen to this. morality, a higher moral ground. Moral, this isn't about, this is about torture. A higher moral ground. That's because there can only be one solution. And the solution is what I'm telling everyone that the Creator said to do right now. This is not about sitting around and talking about whether it's moral or not. We're not supposed to be thinking about anything except hearing the screams of the tortured, and go now as fast as you can to that sound. We need it to be quenched, or we're all going to experience it ourselves. If you want to talk about morals, it doesn't matter. Right now, share this broadcast with everybody. It's time. It's time right now. Everyone. Tell everyone. What do we do? Huh? Wait? It's right now. This is it. Everybody's coming to the party. One way or another. It's either going to be a never ending torturous party, or it's going to be a never ending love story. Beauty and the Beast, good versus evil. You will never stop violence with violence. This right here is exactly what this person is saying, asking the question. That's a question for philosophers and priests. Well, what am I? And you want to go question philosophers and priests for what? A theory? A possibility? Something to sit around and ponder about so that you can make a decision while the screams of the tortured are getting closer and closer, even though you're not moving. By the time you hear those screams up close, there's only one or two ways it can go. That you went seeking out the afflicted, that you went seeking out the tortured, that you went to take love, comfort, anything you can without violence. May not be able to have one. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I really don't know. What I was going to say is, if somebody wants to hurt somebody, take them out, and they don't know nothing about them, They haven't had a chance to be entertained yet. Never been entertained. Only lived one way. Don't nobody even know what entertainment is. It's something to focus on. You can call it, you're going to divide it up between entertainment and work and division to make it worse, to make it seem like an obligation to live. Life is not an obligation because you can always end your life. Life is an opportunity. Life is an opportunity. Life is an opportunity. Yes, we're going to make this happen. So, what does that mean? Everybody that actually knows the truth are all up against the wall, what? Losing their lives? Trying to tell the truth? That is what I have done. That, the infrastructure, that's what I did. Somebody who's able to go into strategic places, that's what I did right there. Infrastructure, the enforcers, the intelligence, while refusing to adopt while what? Appeasing, we said the enemy's love for indiscriminate. I better shut this. She's not gonna do that. I say she's not going to do that, but you don't know that. I don't want the raccoon to go running outside. Whoa. You having fun? Yeah, I'm just going to do it because I don't want the raccoon to get out. I don't want all the mosquitoes and stuff to get in. All right. Without adopting the enemy's love for indiscriminate cruelty. That's what I did. That's what I did. I developed the enemy's tactics and adopted the enemy. Got the enemy to fall in love with me. No more indiscriminate cruelty. No more. No more, because the enemy decided, hey, I do get to live any way I want to. I do have free will. I don't have to be indiscriminate cruelty. I kind of like this laughing stuff. Isn't that what they did in the movie Monsters Inc.? I mean, the feel gonna have to come from somewhere. And people and things don't know other things exist. And I'm about to show everybody what really exists. For our next generations are not going to be slaves to this indiscriminate cruelty. That's what I was saying right there. You're nobody, you're nothing. If it's indiscriminate, they don't know nothing about you. It's nothing personal, it's indiscriminate. You have to go break through that indiscriminate barrier. Like in King Kong, where she did differently. She started making noises and dancing, and he dunked her around. Wait, what? Wait. All that screaming stopped, and she started dancing and singing, and that's what I did. I went out there into the jungle and started singing and dancing and holding and hugging and conversing. Now I got my infrastructure along with the entire thing ready to go right now. Ready to go. Everybody been knowing, been hoping, praying. Yes, that experience was real. Yeah, that experience that we all had together, that I had with all of you, all the miracles, everything was real and true. And still is. Nothing has changed. Nothing at all has changed. It's all still the same. Everyone, right now, this is the call that you've all been waiting for. This is it. This call is not going to stop. This call right here, right now. This is it. If you hear me, if anything, if you hear a whisper, yes, it's me. I'm here. And no, you will all remember. That's right. You will get burned. It's ugly. It's dirty. It's hard work. That's what I did. That's why I've had my hair ripped out, my ribs broken, my hands broken, my head been slammed into the concrete. You know, I went to jail. You know, they tried to get me to say they tried to get me to accept a 6-month state jail felony for spitting on a police officer. And even though there were cameras everywhere, those cameras don't need to be seen in court. It's the cop's word against your word. You might as well take the 6 month state jail felony. Otherwise, you're looking at 5 years. I said, we're going to trial. I wrote a letter to the judge. I wrote a letter to the NAACP. I wrote a letter to the American Bar Association, to the judge. I wrote a letter to the newspaper, to the radio. I wrote a letter to everyone I could think of. Got a lawyer, cop saying I spit on him. My sister gets me out. My sister gets me out and hires you. And you won't even represent me, and you get me rearrested and put back in jail, which just forced me to write to all of those. I get OR'd back out, trying to tell me to take a state jail felony when I'm telling you I didn't do it, and we will go to trial. He dismissed it. I went in there. I met them. I met the people in prison. I met a lot of guards in there. I met a lot in the criminal and family justice system. I did. I met a lot. I can sit here and say anything all day long. It ain't going to make no difference at all. I can justify. I can whine and cry and make excuses for. I can take accountability and sit here and whine and cry and keep on doing that too. But it isn't getting us any closer to the screams of the tormented. History has shown it can be done over and over and over. A reset. The kind of reset that they do. Burning is burning away until enough people can rise up against that. And then they do their own and they begin to devour and devour while the next comes back against that finally. And then they build up and build up and build up. And it never ends. Never ends. So this is how we stop them. One at a time. And that's what I did. I went in there and I met them one at a time. I did. So take heart, everyone. Share this broadcast everywhere right now. Don't be arguing and fussing and fighting about anything else. Nothing right now matters except the screams of the tortured. Because the closer they get, the closer that sound gets to you, and you haven't moved, That is them moving closer to you because more is being devoured, more is being tortured. The closer it gets, the less tortured people there are around you. And go over there to Palestine and see. Go over there. Go over there. I need to. I need to. Whoops. Without mirroring, not adopting. It's without mirroring their monstrosity. You develop their tactics without mirroring, without doing tactic, learning a tactic, and using that tactic to be a monster is another thing. Using those tactics to stop that monster. Because that's what that monster respects. Mimicking, mirroring to a degree, being compatible with. You must become the one that becomes compatible with the monster. We're not talking about no weird stuff. We're not talking about, oh, now I got to be in a relationship with this person. The screams of the tormented. You come up against violence, a monster. You will be learning those tactics to give love where it's only been hate and violence. Share the broadcast with everybody. What are we doing here? 7 o'clock. Why? What difference does it make what time it is? I don't know. That thing's on tonight. You can watch that in a minute. The others are all on. Is there such a thing as a moral high ground? The only thing that there is what's in the instructions. And the instructions say, don't kill, don't hurt, turn the other cheek, don't return vengeance, don't do it. You cannot stop violence with violence. Is there a moral high ground? Is there a time to stop returning violence for violence? Yeah, when you want all this to end, when all this stuff that's been going on around you gets to you long enough, you're ready for all this violence to end, then you must use their tactics to show love without mirroring their monstrosity. You don't have to fight. You don't have to, like, somebody's coming at you. You don't have to pull out a gun and start shooting them in the head. Why? Why? A moral high ground. This is about having fun, laughing and joking, and this is about, I don't know, why would you even have any kind of a thought process that would make you think that this has anything to do with morals? How would you even know what morals were if no one ever talked about that? And really, what they did was they just continued to move on. Somebody hurt you, the first time it's probably an accident. And then you get mad. Or maybe they keep doing it over and over, and eventually you get mad. Instead of the first time it happens, the first time it happens, that's when you take care of it with love. That's when it's going to be the easiest, right then and there. Somebody hits you, you say, you that right there, what was that about? Hey, that hurt. Ow. Ow, that hurt. Why'd you do that? That hurt. That don't mean that you sit there and do it back to them. You don't. Not if it hurts. Like if my dog wanted to keep sitting there scratching me and won't stop, or a raccoon and won't stop, I got Rock's rag. Psst. It's going to disrupt what you're doing right now. And what you're doing is you're hurting me. But does that mean I get to slap whatever hurt me? No. Most of the time when they reach out, the raccoon, you think the raccoon knows the strength that it has, the sharpness of the teeth and the claws? No. But if the raccoon scratches me, or a cat or a dog or anything scratches me, and I have a problem with pain such to the degree that I respond with anger, that right there means that you know that you have a problem that's negatively influencing you. It's making you do things that you would not do if you actually had an opportunity to stop and think about it, which you don't, because your chemicals in your brain does not allow you to stop and think about it. That's why right now all of us need to come together, share this broadcast, send this broadcast out there, let everybody know that the broadcast is going on. I just got tore up by mosquitoes because I'm not gonna, I know I nothing. My eyes are tired. I was able to get some sleep. I got that tripod to hold this. It's plugged in right now because, why? Because it just is. I can let them look at that. They can look at that right there. You can still hear me talking. I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere. I got to go get this stuff, hydrocortisone cream. I need that right now. Hydrocortisone cream. Oh, I'm I'm stopping that constant. Whenever I move, that's going away. I'm more purposeful. Roxy, Roxy. Is there such a thing as a moral high ground when you're fighting? We're not fighting. We are going to care for. There's going to be no more fighting, no more violence. When you're fighting for your life, fighting. If you think of it differently, that it's not fighting, you're not fighting for your life. Right now, are we fighting for our lives? Fighting. It depends on what you think of as a fight. Historically, a fight doesn't sound, what kind of fights are there? A winner and a loser. In this kind of fighting, when you're fighting for your life, why can't you both have life together? The violent will become non-violent, but the violent will always turn the non-violent violent. But once a non-violent turns violence, non-violence, that spreads and spreads and spreads. Get down, get on out of it. Hey, you better not. Hey, stop that. I forgot. She grabs my, and she don't bite. She just scares you because she's so fast. And I know it's not funny. Um, Fight is typically overpowering the other into submission. That's generally, get down, Roxy. That's generally what a fight means. And if you can't win that fight, you save it for another day and you go back with more help to that fight until eventually someone conquers the other. And then there will still always be another fight. So don't think of it as fighting. Think of it as going to take care of, going to love the violence in order to make it stop. And I'm not talking about loving the violent act. I'm talking about that which is committing the violence, separating the action from whatever's creating the violence. Because it's always come from somewhere. Violence is the way that it was, but it's not going to be that way anymore. No more building up anything on violence. Why? Donald Trump and y'all, what are y'all thinking that you're going to get out of this? It isn't going to be fun forever because there's no originality. Being forced to live in that type of an environment, there's no creativity, there's no alternate chance of something different happening. That's why challenge. People want to run and flock to challenge. A lot of people want to flock to challenge because they're denying their own, and someone thought they wanted to stand there and watch the other person's talent. And you begin judging each other by your talents. Hey, stop. Roxy, you can't be up. Roxy, get down. Dude, Roxy. She's up here, look. She's up here knocking on dirt. Roxy, Roxy, Roxy. But get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Roxy, get down. Get down. Roxy, get down. Get down. Roxy. She carries it at the other end. What are you eating now, Roxy? What is it? What you get? Get down, Roxy. It doesn't matter. Put you in. She's smart. A good girl, Roxy. Take everything that you have right now outside and next door and everybody's places. Load up your cars and go around and take it to the people who don't have anything. Go outside, knock on the door, start connecting your homes together through food, start walking around, stop going to work, stop building up anything that causes cancer right now. Share the broadcast. Let everybody know right now. This is so important. This is our lives. Every resistance movement in history have all had that one single question. Every single generation in history. Everybody, all through history. And we know history is long and vast. If they've all been wrestling with that question, and we all know the route that was taken every single time with that single question. So let's do it different, because apparently that simple single question leads to destruction. It should be no question. It's seek out the tortured screams and take care of them. Take your love, take your medicine, take your food, take your baby formula, take everything you got and get to those front lines now. Take what you have and start the journey to those places. Stop at people's places along the way that don't want to walk on. And you start walking on to those places where you know where there are people who are in need. Go into the inner cities. Take food. Take coffee and chess and checkers and whatever else you need for the people to begin to wake up and listen. Listen for the screams of the tortured. If you can't hear them, you're not close enough. Walk, ride your bikes, get in your cars, scooters, I don't care, airplanes, whatever you have. Start making motion forward, momentum towards the screams of the tortured. Do you need to know places to go? The Congo, Palestine, Ukraine. There are so many. Pakistan, Iraq, Mexico, Nicaragua, everywhere, all over the world, everyone. Take whatever supplies you have and go towards the screaming tortured. now. We can't wait. There is no more waiting. We are out of time. This is it. The Creator sent me. The Creator sent me with the plan. We are all going to be taking care of each other. We are all going to stop playing with money. No more going to the bank. No more paying any more debt. Don't play with money anymore. Begin to limit very drastically and quickly all types of engines that puts pollutants in the air, and reverse engineer everything to run on water, salt water, hydrogen, whatever. Stop using pollutants. Oil and gas and coal and gold and silver and all of those elements need to go back into the earth. If it doesn't go back into the earth and melt and crumble around in there, then the earth will always be off balance. We must right now, as soon as we can, start taking all that stuff that's on the top of the earth to the center and melt it back into the magma. Take it in there, melt it down, and let new lands form. Run the oceans through the lands. Bring in the fish. Bring the fish through the lands. When you move the oceans through the lands, they will be able to evaporate all over the earth and create rain all over the earth, not just in some places. What does that mean? They're the first ones lined up against the wall. They're the first ones lined up on the wall. That means imprisonment. Yes, dangerous, ugly, and you will get burned. To stop the bigger fire from consuming everything, sacrifice a small area for the larger area. What's going on? Oh, she. Okay, Annie. That's Roxy. But the alternative is just standing there and watching your world turn to ash. So violence, So if you created what violence back here, what is see? Because there's a problem with that scenario right there. Because a fire burns and destroys all of this, so that when this big fire gets to this point, there's nothing left for it to burn because it's already all been burned. Okay, but that's a different story. What about, hey, 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 stop it, you can't do that. No, you're not going to go down there, too. Why do you got to feel it? Why do you feel it necessary? What do you do? Get out of there. Good. Go. No. Don't go back down. Stop. I'm going to start spraying you with some water. What I got? Hey. Hey. Now get out. Get. Go. Stop it. Go. Just take it 1 second at a time. Hey, now what? No. Spray. What you do here so fast? They cannot tell us that we cannot take care of what we own. We own the earth. If you want to say that you own it, well, we don't own it. And hey, that's enough. Please, I can hear you. That's enough. I heard you. Don't bark anymore. Thank you. What did I say? Thank you. What? No. You're talking about a burn, putting out a burn with no intelligence. That's why that scenario. But instead of there being nothing here, when the fire comes, the fire got to have something to eat in order to continue to be ablaze like that. So they get rid of everything through here in order to prevent it from, going from place to place or whatever. But what about the entertainment? See, that right there was just it's done, it's over. We're not doing nothing with that anymore other than any kind of repairs that need to be taken care of because of what the fire devastated. But the evil that's coming at us, that's shooting guns, carrying knives, turning out our water and electricity and shutting off our communication devices, and then playing games with our psyche and physically hurting us. That's what we're going into. Share this broadcast right now, because this talking about that does not put into play the fact that the relationship between the fire, the entity, and the smaller backburn, that's not the way this one's playing out. The way this one's playing out is I went in there deep and dark and spoke to the kings and the rulers and the enemies and the frenemies and the everybody. They all agreed. This is the way. Right here. This is the Creator's way. This is the Creator's way. Everyone who has heard what I'm saying has agreed on their life, lest they ever heard anything different from somebody else, which I know is impossible because no one has this plan except me. No one has a plan to make every single thing free. And when that happens, people who are saying, well, that's just going to be socialism, they're not going to be saying that anymore because they're going to go where they want, when they want, however long they want. And there's no one that wants to stand around and listen to them complaining like that. Neither do they want to sit around and complain like that because there's too much to do. The drugs were distributed. The gangs were created. Now they've been kidnapped. And I and everyone that I have spoken to is going with me. And all the people that I have not spoken with are coming with us. Because eventually, everyone is going to hear my voice. That's me, my voice. And everyone is going to know that the Creator is real. The Creator is alive. The Creator has been busy making this happen right here, right now. Right here, right now. She's getting in it. She's getting in it for Roxy. People think their way is the best. Everyone wants to sit around and say, now so and so's got a better plan. Just do it. Do it all. Do everything. Why sit around and talk about it? The tortured are screaming. Turn to ash. History has been shown that it can be done. If it's never been clean, then it's never been done. This is clean. What we're doing is clean. And messy, but not the kind of messy. This kind is going in and seeing the devastation, cleaning up the devastation, putting all those people in hospitals. Right now, going to those graves and comforting them. out of pain now. Into mineral baths. Want for nothing, not even hugs. Want for nothing, receive everything, always, all the time. Your needs, your wants, everything is met. If you don't know what you want, I'm going to tell you what you want. You want love all over, everywhere, all at the same time. Laughter. Not hungry, not thirsty, not tired, not worried, not scared, not depressed. Laughter. Joy times 10,000. Nothing to talk about, just laughter. Unstoppable laughter. When you decide, nothing is off the table. How do you? Hey, stop. Roxy, 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 stop. Get down. Get down, Roxy. Roxy, get down. Roxy, get. Roxy. All right, I'm going to fix all this up, but it's not fixed up yet. Shh. All right. I don't want you eating nothing and getting hurt. All right, fine. I don't know. There's certain things you can't pick. Get out. Roxy. Get down. Roxy. Roxy, stop. Roxy. Roxy, get down. Get down. Get down. Ow! Stop that biting. Roxy, no bite. Roxy, get down. There you go. Good. No. Roxy, no, get down. Roxy, get down. Roxy, no. Stop biting. Stop biting. Stop biting. No. Stop biting. No. Stop biting. No. Stop biting. Stop biting. Quit biting. There you go. Now. Stop biting. All right, there you go. Get pop of that. Ow. Stop biting. Ow. Stop. Get down. Get down. Get down. Good girl. All right. Oh my goodness. Just take it 1 minute at a time. 1 minute, 1 second at a time. It's important. Be consistent. Do it one step at a time. This raccoon, she is going to learn if I stay consistent. Stay consistent. I don't know about this permit, how to do this, but I'm going to do this. If they're going to tell me that I must have a permit, I will go through whatever. legal process that I have to go through. As a baby right now, she's all into everything. Can't blame her. That's what babies are for. That means that the house has to be rearranged in order to accommodate her. And that's what we've got to do right now. We must rearrange everything, rearrange everything and accommodate. If we're not accommodating, then how do we know what's going on? I went out there and I met the gangsters, discombobulated them. Opening I know this. This is a rabbi, the myth, the myth. What did he just say, basically? That was an interesting. I'll have to go back and see that again. Mm-mm. The end of one political and the beginning of a new one. We never had democracy, and this guy is a rabbi. And I want to know how come some of those Jewish people are absolutely distinct from the other ones. Like this guy just got that, the little thing on the head, where the other ones, where they got beards and curls coming down the sides and all kinds of stuff like that. Just a second. I want y'all to be able to see this. also at the same time. But I want some more of this. Man, I want some more of this. All right. Can you see that? Yeah. You hear that? Okay, y'all hear that? Um, he thought what? He thought that all the trauma that the Jewish people have gone through for 2,500 years, that right there is where he's making a big misinformation statement. Because to blatantly across the board say, not blatantly, but to across the board say that all 2,500 years the Jewish people have been persecuted and have gone through such terrible times, that's a lie. That's not true. I don't know if they actually believe that lie or what. But if you go back and think about this and you study the actual history and you listen to what other people have to say, the Jewish people have been flourishing all over the world. They left all those comfortable places to go to Israel. And I don't know why. I don't know what they were wanting exactly, but what? To be set aside that now everyone knows that you are the chosen people of God. What he's saying right there, that the Jewish people are not any better in power than anyone else when it comes to being good to other people. That clearly this state of Israel is just as corrupt as all the rest. All the rest. So, what do? It's just like this whole thing here with Israel. It's just like all these things that have been happening. I went in there and made friends. I went in there and made family, adopted into them, blood in, blood out in there. And everybody answers to somebody. It's the way that it is. There is a hierarchy in this whole system. And who is at the top of this hierarchy? Because it's not Donald Trump. Who is at the top of this hierarchy? It's hierarchy of evil. Putin ain't at the top of this hierarchy. Putin answers to somebody. Everybody does, no matter who they are. The only way to end what's going on right now is to take care of the tortured screams through love. Go get those people that are screaming and crying. Unconditionally go get those people. Put them in warm baths. Put them in a hospital. Give them some water. Give them some food. Get out there and start cooking. Inviting everybody, going everywhere. This is not the end of one political era and a new political. There is no political. Political is who did what, who's going to do what, who says they're going to do what, who can get the most money from a bunch of different sources and begin to build up their wealth. That's a political system. We're not having a political system anymore. A political system is nothing but controlling other people and the amount of space that you can cram those people into. That's it. That's a political system. The only system we have from now on is going to find the screaming tortured.
You could say God's on starving. What you should be saying is God's on starving.
We are going to where the need is everywhere. The screaming tortured. Lay down your guns now. Lay down your weapons now. Do no harm. Go there however you can get there. As soldiers, we didn't swear on everything we are to a piece of paper. A constitution are words written down. Constitution is a group of words. We did not swear an oath to the Constitution. We swore an oath to the people that that Constitution represents. Anything that goes against life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for anyone, a soldier's job is not to hinder that, but to make that happen. Don't have to fight for blood anymore. Go everywhere. Go to the ends of the earth because there is no end. Go everywhere, every nook, every cranny. Find all those tortured people and animals and earth and anything and repair it, heal it, cultivate it, love it. Don't go to work. Don't love driving a car. Don't love anything that causes cancer. Right? Yes. Right. Yes. Not fast to evacuate the people to safety, not to another concentration camp. That's right. We need to go get those people and put them in the hospitals, in our homes. Take care of those people. Now, all the nations of the world pressure them. We're not going to pressure them except by going there. It's the only way. Hordes of people with aid. Just go there, join a flotilla, walk there. However, you got to get there if you can. Stop barking. Stop. Thank you. That's all. Good job. It's over. Stop. Please. No. Good girl. Good boy. Stop. Stop. Now. Good boy. That, no. Stop barking. Stop barking. Good boy. Good boy. Let's go back and hear that again. We need to go there, all of us. America is not letting them get away with it. America is helping them do it. It's the world that's letting America and Israel get away with it. The ones that are not doing anything. Those are the ones. The other ones are doing it. They're part of it. For what purpose? Because billions of dollars. What is billions of dollars going to get anybody when there's no food and no water? If you're still saying, what about the hostages? Good. The hostages are on both sides. There are thousands upon thousands of Palestinian hostages in Israel being tortured. There are hostages all over the world. This isn't the only one. We we can do this. No, we are doing this. We are doing this together because if we don't do this, we are next. Do you hear this? All communication is about to cease. They're turning off the water and the electricity. No, you cannot blame everyone in Israel. You cannot. This is a game that the leaders are doing. The leaders are going to where the people are perishing. Lay down your weapons. Take those leaders to the ones that are perishing now. No, no, that right there is only about Palestine, and it's only about violence towards Israel and the IDF. No, that is not how you overcome evil. That is overcoming evil with evil. You will never stop violence with violence. Those leaders, the IDF, all of those, they need to be taken to the devastation. They need to be taken to the people that are suffering. They need to go in there and help repair what they've done. We all need to be listening for the screams of the tortured. If you can't hear it yet, you're not close enough. And you hear what this is saying? Yelmo here is saying that this might be the last transmission from Yelmo. You must share this live broadcast right now with everybody. A robust middle class economy exists for a robust middle class to consume, consume, consume at the expense of the lower class having to work to produce it for the middle class. The middle class working to produce for the rich. It'll never, ever work. Money is obsolete. Buying, selling, trading, and bartering is no more. No more that you want something somebody else has got, so you're willing to trade something for it. That is putting the needs of the earth second to your whims and your desires. Did not beat back fascism in World War II. Murdered and murdered over a lie. They're coming to get our democracy. They don't like our freedom. The war, the war created the middle class. The greatest thing ever invented was the middle class. Why? Why? What's so great about having a middle class where those people go work for higher money so that they can have nicer things while the poor people have nothing? The middle class always striving to be the rich, the poor people just trying to live. The middle class did not invent all of those things. Did not. No, and no, and no. It's never self correcting. It's always been a reset of the money. And that is exactly what this guy right here is talking about, a reset. Bring back the middle class who are actually feasting on the flesh of the poor. It'll never be self correcting. Money is nothing but division. Buying, selling, trading, bartering, nothing but division. Because you can afford to barter for that, and I can't afford to barter for that. Therefore, it's not an egalitarian world. Socialism, those are nothing but words that don't mean nothing except a bunch of people fighting over Marxism, communism, left and right, and all this stuff everybody's arguing over. It's the Dems' fault. It's the Republicans' fault. It's all of our faults. Every one of us collectively together today who continue to fuss and argue and fight and drown out the screams of the tortured. You want to talk about how much money you got while at the same time not doing anything for the poor people. Rich people got food, health care, everything they need. You want this middle class so that they can keep on striving to be rich, just out of their reach, while everyone is feasting on the poor people. They don't pay a lot of federal tax. Anything that comes out of their paycheck is a lot because there's no money to be taken any money from. Usage and consumption. People have to eat. They have to get in their cars and go to work. Usage and consumption plus the taxes. Super earners, super owners, earners. What? They're everything's based upon their work, their labor. A super owner is someone who isn't earning it. The middle class. You didn't say nothing about the poor people at all. Nothing. No good. You're not thinking about the poor people. All you're thinking about is the middle class who can also afford everything because they're rich, given to the richest of the rich. That's what you're worried about? Now, you're doing it because you believe that you make sure you've got your share of the pie. You're not doing anything to help the poor people at all. Nothing. No, no, we have not had unprecedented prosperity. People like you have had unlimited prosperity. People like you, unlimited prosperity. Tell that not the bottom 99%, the 1%, the wealthy. You got that wrong. But how many millions and millions and millions do you have? What are you doing besides whining and complaining that you don't have what they have? Yeah, he does not understand that he is right there in the midst of it all, making it happen. He hasn't said anything about the poor people, the ones that are on the streets, the ones with nowhere to go. Oh, he's still talking about people inside of households. It's because they were coming off of war. They had made all that money from murdering people. That's why you say you're not doing as well as your mother and your father. That's because that was all built on violence. And you're an oligarch too, and you just don't know it. You see, it's all about the left, all about the right, all about the middle, all about the narrative. Stop talking about these things and go find the tortured screams. The American dream. The American dream. What was the American dream? Money, wealth, prosperity, happiness. That is not the Creator's dream. That right there is what everybody believes is the dream, and it's not. Wow, they're not clever. Wah, wah, wah. You want to sit around suing, you want to sit around talking and worrying about your life when they are screaming for help. right? You will never, ever overcome violence with violence. She's angry. A lot of people are angry. But this right here is not going to stop the violence at all. 1940s to the 80s. When was World War II? That right there isn't making sense because there's a lot of stuff that happened. And this right here, building up GDP, sending stuff to other places, keeping track so you know who's producing the most. We're a superpower. No, we're a super. No, we're the number one. No, this is not how the Creator wants us to live. This right here, what they're talking about, affordable health care. Right now, people, stop doing what you're doing and do everything for free. Doctors, free. Dentists, free. Everything free. Do what you're doing for free. If you don't love what you're doing, do something else. But with everything free, you will be free to be on your way to the screams of the tortured. You hear this? He's in there preaching not about the screams of the tortured, but of this world, of our current system of things, where he could be using his influence and getting everybody mobilized on the way to the screams of the tortured. Not me. No, it don't to me. There's not supposed to be a distribution of wealth because there's not supposed to be wealth. Food, love, safety, goodness, kindness, understanding, generosity. No distribution of wealth because there is no wealth. It's being able to eat. when you want, however much you want. It's never having to worry about anything. That is equality for all. Do you see? Look at his face. He's all smiling. He's not thinking about that for himself. He's pointing at her, and he's got a shit eating grin on his face while the tortured are screaming. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Right, y'all? Wow. That right there. What am I on? This is not on TikTok. Reposting it. Yeah, we want to repost it. You're right. Did you guys hear that? You hear that? Wake up. That was a call to wake up. I am not the only one that is sitting here saying this. I am not. But I gotta go to the bathroom. more. What's wrong with Roxy? Hi. You. Did you get enough? Hi. But you got water there. So we got water over there. You know. We know. Do you want some more of this? Roxy was knocking off everything. How you doing? You want some food? You hungry? Says, who's got that? Ouch. How we doing? Oh, okay. I see that battery's going low again. Okay. What is a G side? What is this? That's nothing new. Oh, because you heard him say it on the news. Fox News. Because you heard him say it on Fox News. Now he's concerned. That's been going on. They've been euthanizing people. But it ain't a pretty euthanizing kind of a thing. They're torturing them. Did you hear what he's saying? Wake up, he's saying. Share this broadcast. What is soft launching GG side? What is this? G side. All right, let's come over here and see what is he talking about. What is launching G side? No, that's not it. That's an album release. What is he talking about? What does G? No. GD side cut content. No, that's not it. Come on, what is it? What is launching G side? Wait, let's do this. What is getting ready to happen to the homeless people? major federal July ending crime and disorder on American streets was signed to overhaul federal homelessness policy, a departure from the housing first. There's been a consensus for for 20 years. They've been in agreement. Was housing first. There's buildings, buildings sitting all over the place, and they think, or they're convincing us, that we have to give them more money to hire people to go fix up the building first and go through all these state all these codes and all this crap before they'll let us. I'm sorry, people, they don't let us do anything. They're not letting us. We are letting them figure something out here. We have put our resources into them to make something happen, and for 20 years, they didn't do it. And yet, if we were to have gone in there and taken over those buildings, they would have came in with the federal troops and made us leave, even if the federal government didn't own those pieces of property. But not anymore. Not anymore. We're not doing this anymore. Show compassion from now on. Give everything away. Bring everything out. Go knocking on everybody's doors. Get the message out. Share this message with everyone right now before Donald Trump gets his message out here. This right here, right now, they're not expecting us. Right here, right now. Coming out of nowhere. And yet not. No. No. Some absolutely know. But some don't know, but they're not the top. They just think they're the top. They just think that they can commit enough violence to take over everybody's stuff. But what then? Already, they have so much. You have so much. Putin, you have so much. What are you going to do with more? More of what? What new experience have you had recently, Putin, that has been different, that has made you happy inside? In reality, Donald Trump, you ain't finding anything anymore to make you happy. This ain't making you happy. And if you think that you're going to be happy when what? When what, Donald? When what happens? What's got to happen to make y'all happy? Because the way that you're going, all of you, that are um, able to command someone else to kill someone, all of you, no, no, the way it goes. Everybody, stop and think about this one for just a minute. For right now, why do you think that where you're headed right now is going to bring you joy and happiness for the rest of your lives and whatever offspring you bring into this world's lives? You think that all this pollution and everything out here, that you're going to go inside the earth or something of that sort? And what? Live with no more sun, no more moon, no more running free to be and go where you want? You want to go where it's only machines? Who wants to go where there's only machines? Because that's where you're headed. If you end up trapped inside the earth, I mean, all of us, trapped inside the earth, never to see the sun or the moon or the stars ever again. If that is what you truly believe is the way to go, then we're going to take you on a different journey so that you will see that is the way to go. You're not going that other way. You're just not going that way because we are not going that way. We are the many, and we can all, right now, stop doing what we're doing and start doing something that is kind. No animosity, jealousy, envy, want, nothing. Go to the people that are screaming for help. Impact federal policy. It's a departure, encouraging sweeps and criminalization. The order prioritizes discretionary funding for states and municipalities that enforce bans on urban camping, loitering, squatting, and public drug use. So, encouraging sweeps and criminalization of anyone that is found sleeping or standing or sitting talking to each other or putting something over top of your head because it's pouring down rain, it's snowing, it's 10 degrees below zero outside. You cannot criminalize those behaviors because we paid for them. You are not going to tell us how to take care of ourselves. You are not going to force us to pay you to abuse us anymore. that's not happening anymore. Y'all hear that? We aren't paying them. Why are we going to a job or a work so we can get money for groceries that are full of poison? Why else are you going to a job to make money which is imaginary, does not exist? What are you going to do? Right now, they just said a money reset is getting ready to happen. All you people been spent all your time mining Bitcoin. It's all not yours. They're taking and confiscating it all. I don't understand why you thought that putting it in an external hard drive to prove that you still have it, because that's where it is. What are you going to plug it into to use it when there's nothing? Because they're not playing that way. All you people that bought Bitcoin and you think you're sitting on millions of dollars, you're not. Everybody who's got money in the bank, you think that you have money. They have control of everything. How are you going to access that money from the bank? And then when you get it, if they, wanted to play around with you a little bit and give you some of that paper, what are you going to go buy? Who are you going to give that paper to who has a bologna sandwich and all you have is paper? Do you think that you're going to be able to hand that person £1,000,000 of paper for that sandwich? Nope. You think you got some gold and you're going to swap it for that sandwich? No. Nope. Maybe back when, long time ago, when they were all just starting to get to know different things about different things. Yeah, you'll swap a sandwich for some gold. Different story, different time, different place. Stop scaring me like that, Roxy. Share this broadcast with everybody. Make sure that you're telling everyone, come on to this broadcast. Ouch, stop it. Ouch, stop it. Hey, you don't be so mean. You stop it. No, you're not going to be mean like that. Into everything. Everything. Destructive they are. Well, that's just the way it is. Hey! Now! Annie! Why? Annie! Come here. Why, Annie? That was bad, Annie. Annie, that was so mean. Why? Why did you do that? Ouch, ouch, stop. Don't jump on me like that. You okay? Let me see. Did she get you anywhere? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh, are you okay? Why did you do that? You trying to hurt the baby? hurt the baby? Why? You okay? You hurt her. You hurt her. What are you gonna do if you was to kill her? You want to have nobody to play with. Don't do that no more. Okay? Don't do that. You hurt him. Hurt him. What are you saying? You okay here? Huh? Gidget? Gidget, you okay? Why don't you do that? You don't want somebody to play with, you want to be all alone. Is that what you want? To be all alone with nobody. Get your nose. Don't do that no more. You have family. You okay? Don't do that to him no more. And that was just me. Oh my goodness. That's how you handle that. Annie was shaking because she knows what she did was wrong. She can get over that. We are all going to get over that. That tendency is still there. You have to go through so much to get to the point where you have nothing inside of you that is evil. Nothing. Can be around people and everything will be fine. And next thing you know, that right there. Do they have consciences? Do they? She's over there. She probably went back in there. Not too scared. Are you okay, Gidget? I looked, I didn't see no bite marks, but I gotta check and make sure there's no bite marks. Because I don't want no infections. But you can't just put take them away from each other. If you just take them away from each other, never going to learn. But there has to be mediators in between to pull back that which is violent so that that which is violent doesn't murder anything. Give everyone the opportunity. Going to be aggressive, but this is where what he said, is there a moral high ground? What is moral? Why can we just understand that you don't respond with violence? You respond back with the same tactics without violence. With Annie, get in her face. She knows the tone of my voice. I change it. I talk to her. Love on the victim. Make sure that Gidget was okay. Now she's laying over there. Now Annie's laying over there. I don't know if you can see her, but there's Gidget right there. And there's Annie. He's laying in there. I don't know what that was about, but he's just a puppy, 4.5 months old. There is never a reason for violence. Never. This is egalitarian. This is not, I'm going to show you that I can hurt you. Let me just, give you a quick showing of what I'll do to you before you do anything at all. Strike when you least expect it. You think we're having fun, everything's great and fine, and then bam, punch straight in the face. Completely unsuspecting. Now, what's that going to do? You might fight back right then and there and prove who's strongest right then and there, but then they're going to come back and then you're going to come back. You get hurt. How do you respond? It takes more than two. You must have third, fourth, fifth, sixth in order to make it work. You can't have just two. Two political parties, you can't have just two. There's nothing to offset. There's no it's black or white, it's right or wrong. There's nothing in between. She's not going to show any kind of aggressive tendencies like that in the house to anything or anyone. She's not going to make another animal feel like she's going to kill it if she wants to. Now, that's up to me, now that I've seen this, to make sure it don't happen that I'm gone somewhere and I've left him in this situation now. Before, no problem. Now, be watching it. You can't think about the past. I can't sit here and say, well, what if she had done it before now and you were outside? Yeah, okay, but it didn't happen that way. And that is what prevents people from continuing towards the sound of the screams of the tortured. We are not doing anything else except go find the tortured. It's already 9:46. Yeah. Promoting involuntary treatment. Involuntary. Well, all these terrible things happen to you. And now, after everything we've done to you, and we made you pay us to do to you, no, made, no, we made, no. What we coerced you into letting us do to you, making. We are not paying you to tell us how to take care of our assets. We're not asking you for your permission to repair our assets. We're not asking you for permission anymore. That is not what a government is. We don't ask the government for permission to do something. We do it. And if there's detrimental effects because of it, we learn from it and don't repeat it. And one of the things that we're not going to repeat, and that is another election anywhere. Because we don't believe in government. Government is just um, a way of doing things, instructions that are given to everyone to follow. And that is what governments do. They have a set of instructions that they give everybody to do. Only they have their own little area where everybody in that area does what they're told to do by the instructions. We're not doing it that way anymore. The only instructions anybody has is to go to the screaming tortured and bring it out of torture now. Now, y'all, now. What are we going to do? Now. Go get the tortured. This is what they're doing, encouraging sweeps and criminalization. They've already been thrown out there. Now they're going to be swept up off of the areas that we all paid for collectively. And instead of allowing those people to clean up those areas while they also stay there, for whose benefit? That you need to have sewage and all that, and those people living outside, they don't have that sewage, and so therefore we're not going to provide it for them. We're not going to make a way for them to be able to plug into the garden. Promoting involuntary treatment encourages broadening civil commitment laws to compel some people with substance use disorders or severe mental illness into treatment regardless of their consent. They did that to me over and over and over. They put me in there and said that I was delusional and crazy, put me on drugs and all kinds of stuff involuntarily. Even when I was telling the police in Washington and all the government officials that they were getting ready to have an Al Qaeda attack. Now, Al Qaeda is just a name, like jacuzzi and whirlpool. They're all hot tubs and spas. Prioritizing treatment over housing. Federal housing and homelessness assistance will now favor programs that require treatment and sobriety rather than prioritizing immediate housing placement. Well, that sounds like a really good thing to me, but not the way they're doing it. What they're doing is locking you inside somewhere, letting you detox off that poison without any kind of medication. They're picking drug addicts up off the streets and putting them in cells. You wouldn't even believe what they're doing. Immediate housing placement at the same time requires treatment and sobriety rather than prioritizing immediate housing placement. Well, where are they supposed to go while you're trying to find them a housing placement? Oh, well, they're going to go to a program where there's a bed for them. Those places are torture. Limiting harm reduction funding may be withheld from programs using harm reduction strategies. Limiting harm reduction funding may be withheld from programs using harm reduction strategies, which are designed to reduce negative health consequences of drug use. Limiting harm funding withheld what's wrong with harm reduction strategies? Wow, they're taking that. Many local homelessness service providers and advocates are concerned that the new policy will worsen the crisis. Worsen the crisis? The crisis is already out of control. They're already euthanizing. They are euthanizing, but they're grabbing people and they're doing experiments on them. They're torturing people. And we are all next. Many local homelessness service providers and advocates are concerned that the new policy will worsen the crisis by criminalizing poverty and undermining effective evidence based practices. In August, a Trump backed crackdown in D.C. served as an early test case with police and National Guard. I am sleepy. That's selfishness. With police and National Guard deployed to clear encampments. Housing affordability and rising homelessness. Homelessness was already at a record high before this new policy due to a severe affordable housing crisis and the end of COVID relief. Homelessness increased by 18% national and homeless and more. Reports that homelessness is increasing among children, people with disabilities, older adults. Advocates advocates from organizations like the National Homelessness Law Center and the National Alliance to End Homelessness are protesting the new directives. They argue that the solution should focus on increasing access to affordable housing, healthcare, and stable income rather than relying on arrests and institutions. The new direction is expected to create a tense and difficult situation for unhoused people. Oh my gosh, you guys, are y'all hearing this? Are you? They've already been kidnapping the homeless people. I've been watching it. I've been seeing it for 20 years. I saw it. I was out there. They're grabbing them, focusing on this is the thing affordable housing. Housing should be free, everything free, healthcare free, housing free, stable income, no buying, selling, trading, or bartering anymore. They are that they rather than relying on arrests and hospitalizations, relying on, what does that mean? They argue that solutions should focus on those things rather than relying on, for what? Homelessness is still there. They're just locked away now. And we are all next while we sit here and debate about what we believe should or shouldn't be happening to the homeless people. It's happening to all of us. We are all getting this. Unless right now we stop doing what we're doing and listen for the screams of the tortured. We must. You really want a place where there's nothing different? Conformity. I've got to lay down. My eyes are getting too tired again. What happened to the homeless in DC? I don't know which one of these. This one's on. Oh, that one's on. Okay. But I don't know. YouTube? And isn't this one Facebook? That's YouTube. I don't know. Nothing's on here. We'll close that one. Don't need that tab open. Get advanced features. I could just turn it. I'm too tired to even go through any. I'm not doing it. I'm not checking everything right now. That one's Facebook, so I got Facebook. I got YouTube. Oh no, that one's a different one. I don't even know which one that one is. We must all talk to each other. Oh, that one was. Oh yeah. Okay, we can put that one away. I'm tired. Okay. We stopped watching them. What is the B side? Kilmeade. Brian Kilmeade. Okay, let's do it right here. Brian Kilmeade. Is that what you said? Brian. 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 Kilm. Kilmeade. American television presenter on Fox News. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going back over here. What were we seeing? Soft launch. Brian Kilmeade. Soft launch. Brian Kilmeade. Soft launch. Soft launch. G. What was it? G5? What did he say? I don't know. We're going to find out about that's enough. A query likely refers to a recent controversial comment. Yeah, okay, we already know all that. We want to know what soft G is. Involuntary lethal injections. Okay, but that appears to be a misunderstanding. No, it's not. Brian Kilmeade's show. It's his show. Okay, so what? That's it right there. G side to kill. Okay. That's because of the war, because of all the murder and the violence. Those people may have been getting some money and having fun and spending it, but not everybody was. Right. Okay. I'm too tired to sit here and do this. Um, I don't want to end the broadcast, but I'm going to end the broadcast um, in a minute. Maybe not. The one on the phone, maybe not. The one on the computer, I don't know. I'm tired. I can't even think right now. I need to get up and do something because I'm too tired to even think right now. I gotta shut this stuff off. I gotta eat something. That's part of the problem. I'm hungry. Mm. Why not? It's me. There you go. Mm-hmm. You can get something to eat. I'm sorry, y'all. You know, you guys are over here. Hold on. Just need to make a sandwich or something. I can't be complaining about that I can't do something that I can clearly do. Just like this. Okay. And that right there. Like that. And let's see what this guy's saying. There's a documentary that I watched about the New Deal. Roosevelt was speaking to North Korea, China. Who was Roosevelt? Germany, Hitler. That's right, right there. That is what was going on. Germany, Hitler, they were doing cryogenics. And what Hitler did was follow what Carnegie, the Roosevelts, Vanderbilts, all of them. Who was before Putin? Mikhail Gorbachev? No. Gorbachev? No. I don't know. I do know, but it's not something that is an emergency for me to know. I hear what else you got to say. Nope. That is what they're getting ready to do. the bare minimum, the ones that they've got the bare minimum. That's what he's talking about. The bare minimum does not contain love. That's just enough to keep you alive so they can torture you. Wow. He would have some good stuff to say, but the problem is that I don't have time to sit here and listen to people that are promoting violence when you're saying anything bad about somebody else. You're promoting violence. Right. Wow. Wow. Who? I'm not. Yeah. right there. If you think they're not going to draft, he thinks he going to dress up like a transvestite woman and then talk like a man, and then what? He's not going to go fight in World War III? Because even if you think you're going to walk away looking like a transvestite, that war is coming to you. Okay.